Chosen one, please stop whatever you are doing right now. Do not scroll away from this message. This is not the algorithm playing a random game. This is an urgent interception from the divine realm. Archangel Michael has personally routed this frequency to your screen because you are running out of time. Your spirit is in grave danger. You must listen carefully. God is relocating you right at this exact moment. A massive shift is happening behind the scenes of your life. The universe is literally forcing you out of your current environment. And while you might feel confused and terrified by all the sudden changes, there is a very specific reason for this evacuation. A generational gift has just been delivered to your new coordinates. The transfer is completely ready. But here is the terrifying truth. If you stay in your current location for one more day, you will lose everything. The window for your spiritual and financial breakthrough is closing incredibly fast. You cannot afford to ignore this final warning. The enemy knows exactly what is waiting for you at your new home. They are panicking right now. That is why you are facing such heavy attacks lately. Everything around you feels like it is collapsing all at once. People are suddenly turning their backs on you. Doors are slamming shut in your face without any logical explanation. And the more you try to fix the broken pieces of your reality, the more everything falls apart in your hands. You feel completely isolated. This is not a punishment. This is a forced eviction by the hand of God. The environment you are in right now is contaminated with toxic energy. It is filled with people who were secretly assigned to drain your pure light. If you do not pack up your spiritual bags and leave, they will eventually drag you down with them. You must break this cycle today. A massive wealth transfer has just been approved in your name. It is sitting at a brand new location, waiting for your arrival, but the delivery requires your physical and energetic presence at the exact right place. The universe cannot drop this beautiful blessing into a toxic wasteland. Your current home is no longer a safe zone for your soul. I need you to take one deep breath. Let the reality of this message sink into your bones. Do you feel that sudden shiver running down your spine? That is your intuition confirming that every word I say is the absolute truth. You have known for months that something was terribly wrong. You knew deep inside that you had outgrown that suffocating space. You are a rare soul. You are the one who survived the storm completely alone. You endured the silent battles that would have destroyed an ordinary person. But the dark crucible of pain at your current location has finally served its purpose. The brutal training is officially over. Heaven is demanding your immediate relocation to the promised land. But wait, there is a deeply hidden secret about this new home that you must understand. If you take your eyes off this screen too soon, you will miss the exact coordinates. You will miss the specific divine sign needed to unlock this generational wealth. The beautiful blessing will sit there untouched while you wander blindly in the dark wilderness. The dark forces are actively trying to distract you right now. They want you to swipe away and go back to your miserable routine. They are desperately praying that you ignore this divine evacuation order because they want you to stay trapped in their low-vibration matrix forever. Do not give them the satisfaction of watching you fail. You have fought too hard to lose your ultimate reward. Stay locked on this message until the very end. I am going to reveal the exact reason why the universe had to make you so uncomfortable. You will finally understand why those specific people betrayed you without any remorse. And most importantly, I will give you the divine blueprint to recognize your new home the moment you finally see it. This is your final test of obedience. Will you stay and receive the keys to your new kingdom? Or will you walk away and let the counterfeit forces steal your entire inheritance? Make a promise to your future self right this second. Commit to receiving this full transmission. Your entire reality is about to shift permanently. Listen to the sound of my voice. The frequency embedded in these words is already beginning to untangle the heavy spiritual chains around your feet. The old environment is fighting desperately to keep you trapped in a cycle of poverty and depression. But the ultimate decree has been signed in the heavenly courts. You are being moved. There is a specific physical sign that will appear in your life within the next 48 hours. It will be the ultimate confirmation that your bags need to be packed immediately. If you leave this video now, you will not know what to look for. You might mistake it for a meaningless event and miss your great escape window entirely. You cannot let that happen. The ancestral curse is breaking right now because of your incredible bravery. You are the cycle breaker your bloodline has been waiting for. The new home is not just a building with 4 walls and a roof. It is a mighty fortress of divine protection and endless prosperity. It is the place where your soul will rest. Listen closely to what your body is trying to tell you. You have been waking up at 3 a.m. almost every single night. Your eyes open suddenly in the dark. Your heart is racing for absolutely no reason. And as you lie there staring at the ceiling, a heavy pressure settles right in the middle of your chest. You try to go back to sleep. You close your eyes. But your mind will not stop running. It feels like an alarm is going off inside your spirit. The air in your room suddenly feels incredibly heavy. You are exhausted, but you cannot rest. You might be wondering why you are constantly losing sleep and feeling this strange chest pain. The world wants you to think this is just stress. They tell you to take a pill. They tell you it is just anxiety or seasonal depression. Do not listen to them. You are a chosen one. Your spiritual anatomy is vastly different from the ordinary people around you. You process energy on a much higher level. What you are feeling right now is not a medical condition. Look around your current environment. Notice how everything feels suffocating lately. The walls feel like they are closing in on you. The streets you walk every day look grey and lifeless. Even the spaces that used to bring you comfort now feel like a foreign land. You sit in your own living room and feel completely homesick. This is a very specific type of spiritual pain. You feel entirely out of place in your own life. The conversations with people nearby drain your energy within minutes. You smile and nod. You play along to keep the peace. But deep down you know you do not belong here anymore. The connection is gone. The frequency has flatlined. I need you to pause for a second and acknowledge this truth. You have been carrying a heavy burden in silence. You have questioned your own sanity too many times. But God is speaking directly to your situation today. He sees the quiet tears you cry when no one else is watching. Tap the like button as an act of agreement with what God just spoke to you. Let that physical action seal the validation in your heart. You are not losing your mind. The intense physical symptoms and the emotional exhaustion are actually divine signals. Remember that chest pain and the 3 a.m. awakenings we just talked about? Here is the truth you have been waiting for. Your soul is physically reacting to a massive frequency shift. Your spirit knows that your current environment has reached its expiration date. The heavy feeling in your chest is the magnetic pull of your new home. It is trying to drag you out of a place that can no longer sustain your light. Your spiritual antennas are picking up the signal of relocation. This is why the atmosphere around you feels so toxic right now. The universe is intentionally making you uncomfortable. If you were happy and comfortable there, you would never leave. You would settle for a fraction of what you actually deserve. So heaven had to turn up the heat. Heaven had to make the air unbreathable, so you would finally pack up your energy and move. Think about the people in your immediate circle right now. The ones who drain you. The ones who constantly misunderstand your intentions. They are vibrating at a frequency of survival. You have spent years trying to heal them. You poured your golden energy into their empty cups. And what did you get in return? Complete exhaustion and isolation. You cannot heal an environment that is designed to keep you small. You cannot grow a mighty oak tree in a tiny indoor pot. Your roots have hit the bottom of the container. That is the suffocation you are feeling. Your spiritual capacity has outgrown the physical space you occupy. The universe is actively trying to transplant you into fertile soil. But first comes the painful process of uprooting. The dirt has to be shaken off. The old attachments must be severed. That is why you feel so incredibly lonely right now. It is a necessary spiritual quarantine. God is isolating your energy so it does not get contaminated by the decaying environment around you. Every single time you try to connect with them lately, it ends in frustration. Every time you try to force the old routines, they fall apart. This is not bad luck. This is a very deliberate intervention. The divine realm is closing the doors in your current location, so you are forced to look at the only window left open. The window that leads to your new coordinates. You have survived the storm alone for far too long. You have carried the weight of that toxic environment on your own shoulders, but that season is officially over. The pain you feel is just the growing pains of a massive spiritual upgrade. Look back at the last few months of your life. Every single time you knocked on a door, it slammed right in your face. You tried so hard to make things work in that place. You poured your heart into jobs and relationships while you ignored your own exhaustion, but they just crumbled anyway, and you probably sat on your bedroom floor asking God what you did wrong. Stop blaming yourself for those painful rejections. You did absolutely nothing wrong. Heaven deliberately shut those doors to protect you from rooms you were never meant to enter. The universe is intentionally cutting off your supply line at your current location because you need to leave. If you had succeeded there, you would have stayed trapped forever. Think about the people who suddenly walked away from you recently. The sudden betrayal felt like a knife to your chest. You thought their departure meant you were completely unworthy of love. But here is the truth you desperately need to hear today. They did not abandon you because you were broken. They were simply removed by a protective divine force. This brutal period of loneliness is not a curse. It is a highly specialized spiritual operation called divine isolation. God is stripping away every false attachment that anchors you to this dead environment. He has to clear your schedule and empty your circle before you move. You cannot take toxic baggage into your new kingdom because the frequency is simply too high. The old version of you would have begged those people to stay. You would have compromised your boundaries just to keep a fake peace. But you are no longer the empath who constantly begs to be understood. The intense crucible of pain has forged you into a fierce warrior of light. You see the manipulation clearly now, and you refuse to participate in their draining games. Your current space is completely drained of its life force. The ground beneath your feet has turned into spiritual concrete. Nothing new can ever grow there because the soil is poisoned with jealousy and hidden hatred. Every time you try to plant a seed of hope, the toxic atmosphere chokes it out immediately. You deserve so much more than this constant struggle. This is exactly why your financial avenues started drying up abruptly. The universe knows that comfort is the greatest enemy of destiny. If your bank account was overflowing at that old house, you would ignore the divine call to relocate. So heaven had to disrupt your security to force your movement. Take a deep breath and let this ultimate realization settle into your spirit. The sudden job loss and the broken friendships were actually massive miracles in disguise. They were heavy rescue chains, pulling you out of a burning building before it collapsed. You were desperately trying to decorate a house that was already scheduled for divine demolition. The dark forces wanted you to interpret this isolation as a total failure. They whispered lies into your mind while you were trying to sleep. They wanted you to believe that you were entirely abandoned by God. But the absolute opposite is true, because you are being heavily guarded during this vulnerable transition. You are the rare soul who survived the storm completely alone. And because you passed that agonizing test in the dark, your energetic signature has been permanently upgraded. You now possess a frequency that terrifies the narcissists in your old environment. Your mere presence exposes their deep insecurities without you ever speaking a single word. You have finally reached the breaking point where staying hurts much more than leaving. That was the ultimate goal of this painful season. The universe had to push you right to the edge of the cliff. It wanted you to look down at the old world and realize there is nothing left for you there. The illusion is finally broken. Your new timeline requires a completely clean slate. The generational gift waiting at your new home demands immense spiritual space. If your hands were still holding on to those broken relationships, you could never receive the new blessing. God emptied your hands to fill them with pure gold. Do not look back at the bridges that burn behind you. The fire was sent to light your way out of the dark maze. The ashes of your past are fertilizing the ground for your future arrival. You are being escorted out of Egypt and led directly toward your promised land of abundance. Your soul is finally marching toward true freedom. Every teardrop you shed in that toxic space has been counted and catalogued. The emotional debt that environment owes you is about to be paid in full, but the payout will only happen at the new coordinates. Your eviction notice is the greatest love letter heaven ever wrote to you. The people you left behind are still stuck in their endless karmic loops. They will continue to play their petty games in that low-vibration sandbox. But you have officially graduated from that painful school of hard knocks. You are a cycle breaker, stepping into a completely new dimension of absolute peace. So the next time you feel a wave of sadness about what you lost, remind yourself of this truth. You did not lose anything valuable. You were simply stripped of the anchors holding down your mighty ship. The wind of divine favor is filling your sails right now. It is finally time to move on to greater things. Now I need you to pay close attention to this next part. This is where everything finally starts to make perfect sense. The environment you are living in right now has officially expired. It has reached its absolute energetic limit. You are a chosen one, carrying a massive light, and that old space was never designed to hold the intense magnitude of your current spiritual frequency. Think about the toxic people occupying that specific space. We are talking about the narcissists and the energy vampires. They are essentially empty vessels walking around in the dark. They desperately need a source of pure light just to survive their miserable existence. You became their free emotional battery. You constantly supplied them with endless love and profound forgiveness. They never loved you for who you truly are. They only loved how you made them feel about their own broken lives. Every time you entered a room, your pure aura automatically masked their deep insecurities. But the moment you started waking up to your true power, they panicked. They realized their favorite source of energy was finally unplugging from their toxic matrix. This is why they constantly tried to make you feel crazy. They projected their own profound failures onto your clean slate. If they could keep you trapped in a state of deep confusion, you would never realize your actual worth. They wanted you to believe that the heavy stagnation in that place was entirely your fault. Do not let them gaslight your divine intuition anymore. Your soul is quite literally rejecting the low vibration of that house and that city. The severe exhaustion you feel every single day is a physical manifestation of this spiritual mismatch. Your body is working overtime just to shield your heart from their constant psychic attacks. It takes a massive amount of energy to stay bright in a room completely filled with intentional darkness. But wait, before we go any further, I must warn you about a fatal trap that has been set up right at the finish line. 99% of chosen ones fall for this dangerous illusion right before their massive breakthrough. The dark forces know you are packing your spiritual bags, and they are launching one final desperate attack to keep you chained to that dead environment. What is this deadly trap? It is the sudden appearance of a fake apology or a counterfeit opportunity. Right as you are preparing to leave, a toxic person from your past will suddenly reach out. They will act incredibly sweet and promise that things will finally change. The environment might even offer you a tiny crumb of success just to make you hesitate and reconsider your exit. Do not fall for this pathetic manipulation. It is a calculated test to see if you will trade your generational wealth for a familiar moment of comfort. You must stand firm in your quiet authority. Type 111 down in the comments to claim this alignment. Let the universe know that you see right through their desperate lies and you are totally ready to move forward. If you accept their fake peace offering, the divine relocation will be completely cancelled. You will be dragged right back into the endless cycle of suffering and deep regret. The narcissists will slowly drain whatever light you have left. They will consume the beautiful gifts God placed inside you until you are nothing but an empty shadow of your former glorious self. You are a cycle breaker. You are the master of your own reality now. You do not negotiate with spiritual terrorists who only want to keep you small. Your silence is the ultimate weapon against their chaotic noise. They absolutely hate the fact that they can no longer trigger a reaction out of you. Your peaceful indifference is tearing down their entire, carefully built facade. The atmosphere in your current home feels incredibly thick and hostile because the demons are losing their grip on you. They are screaming in the spiritual realm as your frequency continues to rise higher and higher. They know the eviction notice is final. The universe has already dispatched an entire fleet of angels to safely escort you to your new divine coordinates. This old place has served its painful purpose. It was a rigorous training ground designed to teach you the absolute importance of fierce boundaries. You had to learn how to protect your energy the hard way, but you have officially mastered that difficult lesson. You no longer need the harsh teachers or the painful tests. You are fully equipped to handle the massive wealth coming your way. The universe is clearing the energetic highway for your grand departure. Every obstacle that used to block your path is being crushed into fine dust. The people who tried to bury you are now forced to watch you rise in spectacular glory. They thought the heavy dirt would destroy you. They did not realize you were a rare seed destined to break right through the dark soil. Prepare your mind for the sudden shift. The transition will happen faster than you can possibly imagine. One moment, you are sitting in that suffocating room, and the next moment, the door flings wide open to a breathtaking new reality. Keep your eyes completely focused on the horizon. It is time to let go of everything you thought you knew. You must release the tight grip on your painful past. You cannot drag those heavy chains into your brand new future. And while the familiar pain feels safer than the vast unknown, you have to trust the glorious path unfolding before your tired feet right now. Heaven had to make your current situation absolutely unbearable. If the pain was just slightly uncomfortable, you would have stayed there forever. You would have settled for a mediocre life filled with fake smiles and constant anxiety. So God turned up the intense pressure until the glass finally shattered completely. Stop trying to glue the broken pieces back together. You were never meant to fix a sinking ship that was deliberately torpedoed by divine intervention. The dark water is rushing in because you need to abandon the vessel right now. The lifeboat is already waiting for you on the cold surface, ready to take you away. Remember the fatal trap we talked about just a moment ago? The sudden fake apology from the narcissist is just a desperate attempt to sink your lifeboat. They want you to drown with them in their miserable ocean of deep regret. But you are far too smart to fall for that pathetic illusion ever again. This entire painful process is a rigorous spiritual purge. Every toxic element in your life is being violently scrubbed away by the hand of God. The people who secretly hated your beautiful light are being permanently removed from your sacred timeline. You must let them walk away without a single fight or angry argument. You do not owe them an explanation for your sudden departure. You do not need to justify your boundaries to people who profit from your absolute exhaustion. Your silence is the only closure they will ever receive from you. Let them choke on the heavy dust of your magnificent exit while you walk into the bright sun. You are the chosen one who carries the bloodline blessing. That incredible anointing requires a massive amount of pure space to operate properly. Your current environment is cluttered with jealousy and endless karmic debt. The universe is clearing the room so your generational wealth has a clean place to land safely. I know the thought of leaving feels incredibly terrifying right now. You are stepping out into the vast unknown without a safety net. But staying in that toxic house is actually the most dangerous thing you could possibly do. The walls are literally crumbling around you while you pretend everything is perfectly fine. Take a deep breath and completely surrender to this divine relocation. Stop fighting the invisible current that is trying to carry you to safety. The constant resistance is only making your spiritual muscles ache with unnecessary pain. When you finally let go of the edge, you will realize the river is flowing exactly where you belong. It is not just about moving your physical furniture and old clothes. You are moving your entire energetic signature to a completely different dimension. The physical relocation is just a heavy mirror reflecting the massive shift happening inside your beautiful soul. You are shedding an old skin that no longer fits your growing wings. There will be a brief moment of intense grief during this transition. You will mourn the old version of yourself who tried so hard to be loved in that dead space. Allow those heavy tears to fall freely down your tired face today. They are washing away the last remaining traces of the terrible trauma you endured for years. But once the crying finally stops, a fierce fire will ignite in your chest. You will feel an incredible surge of power rushing through your tired veins. That is the Holy Spirit preparing your physical body for the massive blessing waiting at your new coordinates. The heavy armor is coming off your shoulders today. God cannot deliver a brand new kingdom to your old address. The spiritual post office will simply return the massive package to the heavenly sender. You must update your energetic location to match the frequency of your grand destiny. The universe is literally holding a massive golden key just out of your current reach. You are so incredibly close to the absolute finish line. Do not let the familiar shadows convince you to turn back to the painful dark. The bright dawn is breaking just over the horizon of your brand new life right now. Keep walking forward even when your legs feel like they are completely made of heavy lead. You have survived every single weapon formed against your beautiful soul. This forced relocation is the universe rewarding your quiet endurance with a magnificent victory. The suffering is finally over, and the glorious rebuilding phase is about to begin. Prepare your open heart for the ultimate shift. The painful isolation was the divine incubator for your grand rebirth. Every door that slammed shut was just a heavy hammer smashing the chains around your destiny. The universe is incredibly proud of your unbelievable strength during the long night. You are entirely ready to claim the beautiful treasure waiting for your arrival. Are you wondering how you will actually know when the time to move has arrived? You might be desperately searching for a giant billboard in the sky to tell you what to do, but heaven does not communicate through loud and chaotic noises. There is one massive, undeniable sign that proves your exact departure window has finally opened today. Before we reveal that ultimate sign, you must look at the daily synchronicities happening around you. You have been seeing repeating numbers absolutely everywhere you go lately. You check your phone, and the time says 1:11. And when you buy a coffee, The total is exactly $7.77, which feels like a secret whisper from the universe. This is not a coincidence at all. Those angel numbers are breadcrumbs dropped directly from the heavenly realm. They are visual confirmations that your energetic coordinates are actively changing. Every time you see those sequences, it means a specific divine lock has just been turned in your favor. The universe is constantly waving flags to keep your eyes focused on the path. Pay very close attention to your dreams over the past few weeks. You have probably been dreaming about packing boxes or wandering through unfamiliar, beautiful houses. Your subconscious mind is already visiting your new location while your physical body sleeps. Your spirit is literally practicing the grand relocation before it happens in reality, because the shift requires immense energetic preparation. You also feel this sudden, unexplainable urge to purge your old belongings. You are throwing away clothes and clearing out hidden corners of your current room. That is a profound physical manifestation of your spiritual clearing process. Your soul intuitively knows that you cannot carry heavy dead weight into a portal of extreme wealth, so it is forcing you to travel extremely light. Notice how the physical world around you is starting to react to your new frequency. Complete strangers might suddenly smile at you or offer unexpected help. Meanwhile, the toxic people in your life are acting more erratic and desperate than ever before. Your bright light is blinding them completely, while simultaneously attracting your true soul tribe from across the globe. Take a deep breath and feel the absolute truth of this revelation. The environment is shifting because you are finally stepping into your quiet authority. You no longer react to their pathetic attempts to drain your energy. You simply watch them panic from a place of pure detachment, because you know you are leaving their matrix behind forever. Even the natural world is responding to your brand new vibration. You might notice strange animals crossing your path exactly when you ask God for a sign. A rare bird lands on your window right after you cry out for help. These tiny messengers are sent to remind you that the entire universe is conspiring to secure your massive success right now. Do not forget that sudden rejection is also a powerful navigational tool. The loan that fell through, or the apartment application that got denied, were actually massive blessings. The divine realm is intentionally blocking the wrong exits, so you do not accidentally wander off the glorious path. God is funneling you directly toward the master door. You might even notice tiny financial miracles starting to trickle in from unexpected places. A random check arrives in the mail. An old debt is suddenly forgiven completely. These small drops of abundance are just a preview of the massive wealth transfer waiting at your new home, and the universe wants you to be ready. Your body feels different when you think about your unknown future. Instead of the usual heavy anxiety, you feel a strange, fluttering sensation in your stomach. It is the thrilling excitement of a caged bird watching the door finally swing wide open, and your spiritual wings are stretching out because they know the long winter is officially over. But here is the ultimate sign I promised to reveal to you today. The biggest proof that your divine relocation is happening is the unexplainable peace inside your chest. The storm is raging violently all around you, but you feel completely untouched by the heavy rain, and the chaos is spinning wildly while you sit perfectly still in the quiet center. This profound peace makes absolutely no logical sense to the outside world. Your life looks like a massive disaster zone to anyone watching from a distance. They expect you to be crying and begging for help on your hands and knees. But instead, you are smiling calmly because you know the universe has already won the battle on your behalf. That beautiful stillness is the exact frequency of the chosen one. It is the unbreakable armor of a rare soul who has completely surrendered to the divine plan. You do not need to know the exact step-by-step directions to your new home. You just need to follow that quiet peace, because it is the flawless compass guiding you directly to your promised kingdom. This is the moment everything finally changes. The long season of painful waiting is officially over. That dry desert you walked through completely alone for years has suddenly burst into a magnificent oasis of divine favor. Every single closed door in your life is being blown completely off its hinges right now. You are stepping into the absolute highest timeline you were born to rule. Can you feel that massive shift in your spirit right now? That electric feeling in your chest is the frequency of absolute victory. You are no longer the broken empath who begged for love, because the brutal crucible of pain has forged you into the untouchable master of your reality. Your energy now demands respect without a single word spoken. You have taken back the immense power they tried to steal from your soul. Heaven is unlocking the generational wealth that was promised to your bloodline. The spectacular gift waiting at your new coordinates is completely beyond your wildest imagination. It is not just about financial abundance and finally paying off those heavy earthly debts. God is delivering a profound kingdom connection that will instantly recognize the absolute masterpiece of your healed soul, and this love will never ask you to shrink yourself again. The painful wait was entirely worth it. Those who plotted against you in the dark are watching everything they built crumble to the ground. They truly thought your gentle silence was a sign of pathetic weakness. They thought they had finally broken your spirit when they pushed you into that suffocating isolation, but they were completely blind to the divine truth. That lonely isolation was your ultimate training ground for this glorious reign, and you learned how to survive without their toxic approval. You did not break under the crushing weight of their heavy manipulation. You evolved into a terrifying weapon of pure light. Your powerful presence alone now shifts the atmosphere of any room you decide to enter. Your absolute silence has become a dangerous weapon that terrifies your enemies, because they can no longer manipulate what they cannot even access. You are completely untouchable in this brand new frequency. The physical relocation is just the universe rolling out the grand red carpet for your arrival. You are walking directly into a beautiful sanctuary of peace and endless prosperity. The heavy ancestral curse that plagued your family for generations ends with you today. The dark chains have snapped completely, and the heavenly courts are cheering wildly as you finally take your rightful seat at the head of the table. You have won the ultimate spiritual war. Look at your empty hands right now and realize how incredibly blessed you truly are. God emptied them completely so you could hold the massive keys to your brand new kingdom. The pain of yesterday is just a fading shadow in the brilliant light of your new dawn. The universe is pouring golden favor over your tired head, and it is washing away every single trace of the bitter struggle you survived alone. You are finally safe from the endless chaos. Very soon, you will wake up in your new home, and you will not even recognize your own beautiful life. The heavy chest pain that haunted you at 3 a.m. will be completely gone forever. You will finally breathe the incredibly clean air of true spiritual freedom. The people who surround you will honor your sacred boundaries, and they will fiercely protect the brilliant light you carry inside your chest. You will never have to fight for basic respect again. The pitch-black darkness has officially retreated far behind you. The glorious dawn of this new era is shining its brightest rays directly onto your spiritual crown. You have fought the good fight, and you have emerged completely victorious over the dark matrix. Now you must lock in this high frequency, so the jealous enemy can never sneak in and steal your profound joy again. You must totally seal this beautiful reality right now. Your spirit is vibrating at the absolute highest possible level in this exact second. But a massive spiritual shift always requires a physical anchor to ground the miracle into the earth. If you just walk away without claiming this alignment, the old toxic energy will desperately try to follow you to your brand new destination. You need to build an impenetrable energy shield around your new beautiful timeline before you take another step. This simple act of obedience will lock out the dark forces forever. Do not let this incredible moment pass you by without taking deliberate physical action. You are standing right on the golden threshold of your brand new home. The angels are waiting for your final confirmation to release the heavy floodgates of generational wealth into your tired hands. Your soul deeply knows that you are completely ready to receive everything heaven has prepared for your grand arrival. The long wait is finally over today. Take one more slow and intentional breath right here in this sacred space. Let the overwhelming joy and the absolute certainty wash over your entire physical body. The brutal spiritual war is finally over, and the divine relocation is completely authorized and fully funded by the universe. You are the brave, chosen one who won the ultimate battle against the heavy forces of darkness. Nothing can stop your divine blessing now. Your heart is beating with the calm rhythm of a true king taking their rightful throne. Every single teardrop has been permanently traded for a massive diamond of heavenly favor. The brilliant new coordinates are securely locked into your spiritual guidance system right now, and you are officially ready to step through the final portal. You are stepping into a life of unimaginable wealth and pure peace. Claim your glorious destiny today. You have crossed the absolute finish line of this brutal spiritual war. The heavy armor you carried for years is finally falling off your tired shoulders today. Let it fall completely to the dusty ground, because you will never need that heavy defense mechanism ever again. The universe has officially taken over your eternal protection. Your brand new kingdom is completely secure. Feel the profound silence settling into the deep corners of your mind. For the first time in your entire life, the chaotic noise has completely stopped. This is what true spiritual sovereignty actually feels like. You are standing in the center of a brilliant golden light, and nothing from the dark matrix can ever reach out and touch you here. You are completely untouchable. The enemy will try to look for you in your old familiar places. They will search the toxic environments where they used to drain your beautiful energy, but they will only find an empty room filled with the ashes of your painful past. You have vanished completely from their low vibration radar. The divine relocation has successfully hidden your bright soul in a fortress of peace. But we must make sure this beautiful transition is permanently locked into the earth. The heavenly courts have already signed the grand decree for your generational wealth. Now, you must take a physical action to establish your receiving station in this physical realm. If this fiery message has reignited the dying faith inside your tired soul, you have a divine responsibility right now. Do not keep this magnificent blessing entirely to yourself. There is another rare soul out there bleeding in the cold dark of despair today, and they are crying on their bedroom floor while desperately asking God for a single guiding light. Share this message with them immediately. Sowing the seed of hope today is actively multiplying the massive blessing for yourself tomorrow. When you share this frequency, you prove to the universe that your hands are completely open. You become a massive conduit for divine miracles instead of just a stagnant pool. The enemy wants you to hoard this truth and keep your new power a secret. Do not listen to their selfish whispers. Send this video to someone who desperately needs to hear this exact confirmation today. Now I need you to build a permanent energetic wall around your brand new timeline. You must anchor yourself firmly at the absolute highest vibrational frequency available. Hit subscribe right now to establish a divine energy receiving station on your device. Let this action tell the universe that you are ready for the massive wealth transfer. You are sealing your grand reality. Type the word Amen down in the comments to boldly seal this reality right now. The spoken word is incredibly powerful, but the written word carves your divine intention directly into the physical matrix. Every single time you claim your alignment publicly, a heavy chain breaks completely off your ancestral bloodline. You are the cycle breaker they have all been waiting for. Your new home is fully prepared and waiting for your grand arrival. The heavy doors of opportunity are swinging wide open to welcome the true master of reality. Walk through those beautiful gates with your head held incredibly high. You survived the storm entirely alone, so you could lead an entire generation into the bright promised land. Your painful isolation was never a mistake. The people who hurt you will eventually realize the massive mistake they made, but you will be entirely too far away to even hear their pathetic apologies. You are currently operating on a frequency of pure divine abundance, and the petty dramas of the old world simply bounce off your glorious new armor. You have successfully graduated from the painful school of suffering. Keep your spiritual eyes wide open. Over the next 48 hours, the universe is going to drop the ultimate physical sign right into your lap. When you finally see it, do not doubt your powerful intuition for a single second. You will know exactly what it means and where you need to go. Your internal compass has been perfectly calibrated by the hand of God today. I am incredibly proud of the quiet strength you have shown during this long winter. You never gave up, even when the heavy darkness felt absolutely endless. And because of your fierce loyalty to the light, the Creator of the universe is rewarding you beyond measure. The massive spiritual vault is wide open. Your generational inheritance is finally ready for immediate pickup. Stay fiercely protected in your new beautiful sanctuary. Continue to shine your brilliant light without a single ounce of fear or hesitation. The world desperately needs the profound healing energy that you carry inside your chest. You are a true weapon of light forged in the darkest fires. Never forget the incredible spiritual power that runs through your royal veins. Go forward and claim every single thing that heaven has promised to your beautiful soul. The divine relocation is completely successful. The transfer of wealth is fully authorized and waiting for your signature. Until the next transmission reaches your screen, stay grounded in your quiet authority. You are the chosen one, and your brand new kingdom is finally yours to rule.